Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Mount Logmore here on Mudrunner American Wilds. We are whizzing our fuel truck around to refill our forwarder, which we kind of ran dry. Completely forgot to refill it on the way back from dropping off the last load of logs. So we need to stick a load of fuel in that, and then we're going to try and see if it will accept long logs, and I really don't think it will. So I think we're going to have to be calling on the Western Star with the long log trailer to come and deal with the rest of these logs. Yeah, we're going to need some on this side and some on the other side. So let's see. Is our forwarder going to be really completely universal, or is it going to be limited to small and medium logs, which is what I suspect. There it is. Park up. There we go. Use the fuel system there. Oh, I'm not quite close enough. I need to go a little bit closer. There we go. So that's fully refueled. So let's jump into the forwarder. Engine started. Let's go find those long logs. So where are they? Okay. Let's get our all-wheel drive switched on. Controlling the revs a bit better, carving huge, great big ruts in the ground there, but once again, they're absolutely no issue for this thing whatsoever. It's just munching its way through this soft ground. I'm going to switch to a low range gear though. I go 1+. Yep, I can still go 1+. There they are, there's our long logs. So, yeah, you can see just how long they are compared to our trailer. I really don't think this is going to accept them for a load. But I have been wrong about things in the past. You never know, I might be wrong about this. Let's find out. So, I need to pull this forward a bit actually, because otherwise those logs are going to catch. So let's park that about there, I think. Onto the crane. Trying to grab them around the centre. There we go, we grabbed them both. Lost one of them. Struggling to lift this up. I think maybe the weight of this log is too much. This can't be right. There we go. It's not giving me a green circle, which to me suggests that we can't pack it in on this truck, which is kind of what I expected. So in that case, what we'll do is leave it back in there for now, and what we're going to need to do is get to our Western Star, which is back here by our other garage. This has damage and a lack of fuel as well, so we'll go refuel it. The fuel station's a bit of a trek, isn't it? Okay, no, we won't refuel it. We'll just refuel it at the garage. We'll fit the long log trailer to it, and then we'll take it in there, and we'll use the skidder and see if we can load with the skidder at this one. And if we can't, because we really struggled with that last time, it was a bit of a chore, we may drive our all-wheeler all the way over. There is actually a different kind of claw setup I want to try on this as well. Putting I think we can do it with the Western Star. There we go, damage is fixed, 200 litres. It's the loader there. I want to see if we can do that and use that to load long logs. So I need to get rid of the log carriage. I want a log cart hitch, and a long log cart, and fit a loader like that, and see if I can load long logs on this way. Because this is what I was toying with the idea of trying last time, but we never actually tried it. So let's take the Western Star off-road. Let's go find those long logs. Just look and see where they are. Yeah, we kind of need to follow this road down this way, don't we? So make our way through here, past to the long logs over there. We might possibly be able to just kind of rough our way through there. It's probably going to be very soft ground. We might get stuck. We've got a skidder nearby to help tow us through if that's the case. Come back up here and up to the main road here, which is where we actually collected our Western Star from. And then obviously we'll make our way around to the lumber mill, drop the logs off, and then bring it round and use our forwarder to load those logs onto the Western Star to complete the challenge. Let's get some lights on because it's getting dark again. Let's put it to a low gear range. Let's get all-wheel drive switched on as well as our diff lock. And we have to keep switching diff lock on and off as the ground firms up, so we don't damage the truck. Yep, like that. Turn it off before it does damage. We'll leave it off for now. A few thin bits of branches on the ground, but we're getting through those without any real issues. Very foggy over here in this part of the map. Definitely getting very dark with that night coming in. You can see the dust we're throwing up as well. Right, there's the skidder. Is that a different colour? Oh no, it's just the way the light was shining on it. It's that sun there shining at a weird angle. Yeah, it is red. Look, for a minute I thought it was kind of almost like a JCB kind of colour. It's just the way the light was catching it. Yeah, you can see there. Look, it looks a little bit more orange than red. So this goes around this way. Have a look at it, I think. Where are we? We're here. So we need to switch. Nope, that's not where we are. We're here. Yeah, we need to follow it round like that. Okay. Diff lock back on. Lower range. Nice little water feature here. I do love these water features. I love watching the way the water just disrupts as the wheels go through it, and you see those little bow waves get pushed out in all directions, and you see the water being churned as well by the tyres. It's just such a nice, pretty effect. It really is. So follow it round, and we should come to our long logs. In fact, I think that's them just over. Is that short logs there? No, that should be our long logs in front of us, just there. It's really dark, isn't it? So I need to try and get alongside that at an angle that I can then straighten up enough to be able to pack these in. Hopefully we're not going to have that weird bug that we had last time where it wouldn't let me pack the truck down for some reason. Taking a bit of a wide berth so I can swing back around and then straighten back up again. Like that. Just back up a touch. Okay, so that should be straight enough. Looks pretty good. Let's turn anchors just to give us a bit more support onto the crane. Oops. Just want to rotate properly all the way around there. There we go. Much bigger claw on this one than we had on the loader, on the forwarder for some reason. We're not centrally located on that. Could be an issue. Hopefully it won't be. There was a light on the end of the claw. Make this a little bit easier. There we go. So we're packed in. Yeah, again, see, maybe it's because I've got the anchors still on. Ah, there we go. So maybe it was the anchors. Did I have the anchors still on last time? We'll have to go back and check. So we need to try and make our way across here. You can see there's little pools of water. It's all very shallow, so we're not going to have to worry about drowning the engine. But we're not going to make our way through those trees. We need to try and link up with a path there, kind of in front of us, so we can't really see anything at all. We're going to have... Let's get some lights on. There we go. That's much better. We're probably going to have the odd stump that's going to try and get in the way of us as well. Going to a lower range. If I'm going to go really low range here. And then we can stop off at a fuel point on the way back to the lumber mill as we hit the main road. Certainly lots of these branches in the way. That's why I'm keeping it really low range. Soft mud plus water plus branches is just a recipe for disaster. Might have to increase the revs a little bit. Am I heading in the right direction? No, I'm not. And there's some of those stumps in front of us, and again, look, you can see starting to spin our wheels a little bit. We might possibly be stuck. Yeah, we're stuck. We are moving ever so slightly, I think. There we go. Kind of got stuck in a little rut. Managed to get ourselves out of that. Put it in a really low front range again. This time we'll try and turn our way through here. There we go. And of course, because we have all-wheel drive, our front wheels will give us a little bit of traction and a little bit of momentum. Hopefully, yeah, pull us forward a little bit. I think we're stuck on a branch. Yeah, we're stuck on a branch. Okay, let's try and back up a touch again. tricky. It's really hard as well because it's so dark. Can't really see the obstacles until I'm right on top of them. Like that stump there, for example. Are we caught on something else? I think it's just... yeah, we're stuck. I have to try... again, I want to try and do this without resorting to winching if I can. I'm getting no movement at all here. I think we might have to winch. Those front wheels are really just sinking. Trying to rotate myself through a little bit if I can. Yeah, no, we're not getting out of here like that. We're going to have to winch our way forward a bit. Straight into the path of some stumps, which isn't good. Look how many... I think we're probably stuck on one. That's branches, branches. And then we've got that little cluster of 4 stumps right in front of us. We've got a branch over there as well. I think we've kind of pulled that stump out of the ground. Let's try winching somewhere a bit further forward. Let's try that. Just want to be careful, it's going to pull me into the stump. There we go. This ground is really soft. Alright, let's try winching forward a little bit more. There's the path in front of us. We're so close. Just slipping straight back. Come on, a little bit of forward movement going if you can. Just a little bit. Again, we're just sinking down into the mud again. Alright, there's a bigger tree there. We should be able to hook onto that, hopefully. Yeah, we're going nowhere in this. We're just sinking in the mud. Ah, this is depressing. Can't even pull myself through there. Maybe we've got an obstacle in front of us underneath the front wheels that I can't see. Spin the front nose around a little bit if I can. If I can get to the path, I'll be alright. It's just whether I can get to it. I don't have much in the way of winch options here. We which way my front wheel's going. Yeah, that's the way I want. Aha, there we go, it's a bit of solid ground. Come on. Immediately we get stuck in some really soft ground again, but now I've got more winching options, so hopefully just pull myself to the base of the road. If I can get onto the road, I should be okay. Oh, there's a tree stump there. I've been really wary of that tree to the side of me. Alright, we made it. We made it. So, again, we've got really soft mud. But, yeah, we should be flying through this mud. See the tree just getting pushed by our trailer there. Now, our wheels should, ground's firming up in front of us as well, that's good. Just keeping those revs as low as I can. There we go. Let's get the rear wheels onto that. And we made it, finally. So now we've just got to pull up the hill. They're still stuck in soft mud. Nearly there. Okay, we are definitely on the right way now. There we go. So the point where we actually collected this truck from before we took it back to the garage is just up here. There we go. We've made it to concrete. Back to terra firma. But I'll tell you what, this setup actually works really well with the loader and the long logs. It's almost, not quite, but it's almost like the forwarder, just without the awesome off-roading capability. I mean, it's still got decent off-road capability. It's certainly a lot more capable than the other trucks from the DLC, but I was a little concerned as well, the fact that of the 4 trucks, 3 of them were not, were listed as unsuitable, but, having used all 3 of them now, I'm less concerned than I was. They're not just there as, hey, we've got this brand and it's in here, and, it does kind of serve a purpose. How much of a purpose it'll serve on the base game stuff is, that remains to be seen. I don't know how useful they're going to be on some of those. On some of those maps, they're going to be a nightmare. On others, they might work, but with a severe challenge. But I can only see them working without a load. For kind of just general off-roading. If you want to mess around and go mudding. If you want to actually try and deliver logs, I can't see them working at all on quite a few of the maps because the ground's going to be so soft. They're not going to be able to do anything. This will be fine. long as you're careful with your revs, you don't push it too hard, this will be absolutely fine. And it's got some good, good options, especially as a long log setup like this. I think it's ideal. But the other trucks, there's a couple of maps they'll work on. Most of them, I think they're going to struggle, or just not work at all with any kind of load attached to them. Maybe as a kind of a fuel truck or utility truck that you might get some use out of them. I don't know. I'm going to have to try them out on some of the older stuff, some of the older maps, to really kind of judge them, a bit more fairly. So we need to kind of get to a fuel point pretty quickly. We're running out of fuel. I could turn all-wheel drive off, but with the load I want to keep going, and it's not that far. It's only really round the corner, I think. There we go. I've got to be careful again with the length of the trailer, making sure I don't turn. I haven't gone too far, have I? No, it is just around that kind of windy road bit here. Got to be careful I don't try and cut a corner where there's a ditch, because the rear wheels of the long log trailer could end up in the ditch, which could either get me stuck or just capsize me, which means the logs are going to spill. I'm going to have to right the vehicle and repack it. It's a lot of hassle. Why am I not? Ah, there we go. Had to be an external view to refuel. Okay. Off we go again. We'll deliver these, and then we'll take this over to where our other long logs are located. Well, actually, we'll see. Have we got any medium logs spawned now? What have we got? We've got more short logs there, look. More long logs there. Oh, that's the forwarder. What's spawned down here? Short logs. I don't think we're going to get any more. I think it's just going to be long and short. I don't think we're going to get medium logs. It's a bit of a shame. Hoping to get, a load of medium logs just to try packing them into the forwarder. I'm struggling with this hill. It's just a gradient. Lower rev gear or lower range gear works better for the hill. 1+. Turn off the diff lock because we don't want that on. And there we go. This is definitely a pretty nice setup like that. The long log trailer and this loading crane. Works very well. This really is a good utility truck, the Western Star. I think of all 4 of the trucks, this is the one that's going to get used the most by people, just because it's the most capable. It's got loads of great attachments. I mean, they've all got pretty much the same attachments, I think, but it just has that all-wheel drive. It can cope with off-roading. And the other ones, not so much. They can cope a little bit, but only to a point. And when they get a heavy load on them, they really, really struggle. This is a lot more capable. Just put my finger off the accelerator on that corner there, didn't want to go too fast and capsize. We've got to be getting closer to the lumber mill. Very picturesque drive this, isn't it? There's the lumber mill up in front of us, I think. Yes, there's our turn off. Very picturesque drive, you know, going through these hills with the grass verges and the trees. Very, very pretty. So we'll tag this one here. And there we go. That one is done. So now we need to go and get the remaining logs so we can complete the second here. This map definitely less of a challenge, I think. You know, just because of the lack of block posts. But it's still fun to play. I've had fun with this so far. The question is, do I want to shortcut this the way we've been shortcutting? Yeah, let's do that. Let's just see how this compares to the forwarder on the shortcut route. So turning off here. And that'll show us just how good the forwarder is in comparison to an unloaded truck here. Get it into a low range to give it a fighting chance of getting through without any major issues. There's those rocks causing us a couple of issues. Nothing too serious. Struggling with the terrain a bit more, having to keep it in the low ranges because of the mud. Need that diff lock, and of course that's a permanent feature of the forwarder. It's always on, so you can go through here nice and comfortably in second, maybe even third gear, depending on how much speed you get up. This, you really want to keep it in a lower range. Now we can kind of open up again if we want to. 1+ it through here. Turn off the diff lock through the water splash. Back onto the main road. There we go. Yeah, not too bad. Looks like we can do this in 3 parts. Opposed to the 4 it took us on Grizzly, although to be fair I could probably have done Grizzly Creek quicker if I hadn't experimented so much, and B, you know, drowned my skidder. That was not a smart move. So where are my long logs? Okay, so I need to low range this. Look, there's the forwarder. I need to pull up alongside that so I can load the logs in, and I want to be facing in the opposite direction so I can just drive straight out. I don't want to have to mess around trying to turn around with a full load of logs. And this area here, look, this was something that, you know, the forwarder just carved straight through, no issues at all. And look how much more I have to really slow this truck down to get through without any issues. If I start to increase the revs and spin the wheels a bit faster, that soft ground is a lot tougher on this truck. Look at those wheel ruts that we created. See how much our back wheels are just kind of spinning, looking for traction. We go into full first gear, and look at that, just spinning and not moving. Well, not moving very well. We go into the lowest of the low range there, and we're moving at exactly the same speed, but without churning up the ground. And it gives you just a good impression of just how capable that loader is, that forwarder off-road, compared to one of these trucks. It is all conquering. I like that. Look, you can see the print in the tyre, or the tyre print in the tread. I'm trying to spin the camera around a bit. Let me switch to a trailer view. There we go. We zoom in a bit. I don't know if I've noticed that before, but again, I'm just spotting details like that. It's great to see the tyre treads printing onto the mud like that. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Again, I can't say that that's a brand new feature. It might have been a pre-existing thing, but I've noticed, kind of treads in the past, but never in that level of detail before. And again, it might just be because of the map that we play on. Those kind of light tracks in front of us there, that's more what I'm used to seeing because of the mud type. So it might just be because of these roads here and these maps that we're actually seeing that more clearly than we have seen on previous maps, because they were just complete bog fests with lots and lots of really thick mud, so it made it really hard to see anything. Can I loop around? Well, that takes me out to a 4-log scavenge point, doesn't it? And then kind of nothing. So I want to turn around first. Got some mushrooms around here. You haven't got your squashed 50 mushrooms trophy. There's a small cluster there for you. I think it was 50 mushrooms. I know there's one for 50 pumpkins as well. You just play downhill for that. It's a massive pumpkin field by one of the watchtowers. You go on there and you've got your trophy in about 30 seconds. Yeah, look at the way this is carving up the ground. Oh, and it turns out my guess was right. Those are sighting bars there. I've been reliably informed by a number of people in the comments that those are there to help, sight the front of your truck. Oh, this mud's quite soft. Got to keep it low in these ranges so I don't get stuck. Look how much we've churned this ground up. You see, this is what I'm used to seeing. Just, ruts with water, kind of in the bottom of them, and not really getting that close level of detail of tyre prints. Just seeing oil on the ground. That's nothing new. That's been around since the game came out. Seeing the oil reflecting in the water like that. I suppose we could just move the forwarder out the way and load the same way as we did last time, but I want to see if we can use the forwarder to load onto this. There we go. Right, so we'll change truck to the forwarder. Start the engine, that's the crane. Struggling under the weight of these two large logs. I'm going to have to try and do this one at a time. So yeah, this is definitely designed for small logs, maybe medium logs as well. I'd like to think medium logs. It struggles under the weight of 2 of these long logs, so you have to kind of move them one at a time, but it can move them. It's not giving a red dot. Tell you what, let's just make a doubly sure. Damn, I couldn't walk that one. Let's just make doubly sure that we can't put logs on the back. If I try and pack with one of these on, it should say, you know, log type not supported. I think. Let's just confirm it once and for all. Yes, your current truck can't carry this load. So I was right. It will not take double logs. At least we've got, finally 100% confirmation there. Just need to hold on to this one as long as I can. There we go. Pack the crane back down, switch over to the other truck. Start the engine before we can advance. Why are we not positioned properly? There we go. Now we're packed. So, back to the front of the truck. We want a low range gear. Follow our way back out. But we want, very low range. Can I go out the other way? I can. Let's try going out that way. Might be a bit too tight a turn with a full load here and that tree in the way. We'll see. It's a very tight turn. Now we can make it. There we go. Straighten up the front wheels. There's that kind of cool little logging area that I mentioned earlier. There's great big piles of trees. Let's open her up a bit more. Ground looks pretty firm here, so we'll probably have to turn the diff lock off. We'll keep going until we get the warning. Actually, no, it's quite soft here. Fight our way through here. That big W, obviously it's Western Star, but seeing it on the bottom of the bumper there in front of the wheels, just makes me think of Weyland Yutani from the Alien franchise. Right, so we want to turn right. Pace up, turn off diff lock. turn. Get onto the roads. There we go. Put it in auto. And let's go deliver the final load of logs that we need to do to complete Mount Logmore. Struggling. I need to go into a low range. We'll go 1 for a little bit. Get the speed up a bit, and then switch to 1 plus. Turn off diff lock. And I think just, you know, with this gradient, we might just stay like this. Stay in 1 plus. We climb all the way up here. Again, look at that sun. Look at that lighting effect. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. So nice and sharp. Visuals. Beautiful stuff. And look how steep this hill is. Gradient is that? It's very, very steep. I don't think you realise sometimes just how steep some of these hills are until you get alongside them, you know, sort of at that angle, and then you can just suddenly see just how steep the hill is. No wonder we've been struggling for traction coming up here. The mud. Now we just start falling down the hill on the opposite side. Yeah, I'm just looking at the gradient. Sweep around the corner. I'll put it back in automatic soon. Just want to be wary of those ditches. I don't want to bin the load at the last moment. There we go. And there's that glorious lighting effect again. Picturesque. Look at the scenery. So I've done a little bit of off-roading on this map with the Humvee, as I said at the beginning of our run here on Mount Logmore, and it's a beautiful map to just get the Hummer out and take around. So I kind of want to try the Hummer out on Grizzly Creek as well, see how well we do on that. There's our garage, so just a bit further around the corner, there it is. There's the lumber plant, the lumber mill. Let's go back into a low range for the hill. Turn diff lock off. Look good. And there we go, we are done. So 2 hours 35 minutes, all 7 trucks unlocked, both garages, all the watch points. We did 27.3 kilometers. And we got a 5-star hardcore rating, and that's because we took a very, very big 5-star piece of equipment. So we will have probably one more run. We might go back to Grizzly. We might come back here. I don't know. and we'll try a 1-star run, and we'll just take the Hummer and then use whatever we can find on the map, and try and do it this way. I might do it on this one just because it'll be a little bit quicker. But there we go, that is Mount Logmore. I hope you've enjoyed our look at this particular map, and just how awesome that forwarder is. We didn't use the skidder at all this time out, but we will almost certainly end up using that on our 1-star attempt. So yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more Mudrunner American Wilds very soon.